everybody and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now this video is obviously the next part of what is next, the series I've been doing on my YouTube channel. But really, what is next for Dean Henderson? And before I get into this video, please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. It really helps out the channel and I really want to grow this channel and just keep posting videos and just getting the name Red Devils TV out there. But yes, thank you for watching today's video and just enjoy it. So anyway, what is next for Dean Henderson? And for me, it's clear. I personally think Dean Henderson's time is up at Manchester United. The failure of this loan spell he has at Nottingham Forest currently has proved that he's not good enough to be Manchester United's main number one. And for him, that's heartbreaking because you can tell the way he talks about Manchester United, he adores this club. And obviously, we have a lot of agenda with our goalkeepers at Manchester United with the Dean Henderson and David De Gea current situation. And David De Gea currently is the better goalkeeper. He's United's number one, and there are rumours that United aren't going to extend David De Gea's contract. But I don't think that they're going to keep Dean Henderson either. And Dean Henderson has been a player now that we could have cashed in for a long time ago. That loan spell that Dean Henderson had again at Sheffield United, where he was in the Premier League team of the season, we could have got about 40 million for Dean Henderson then. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Ed Woodward being the clown he is, we kept him, and then we decided to battle it out between De Gea and Dean Henderson because they were both great goalkeepers. But all it caused was toxicity, arguments, and it's not been forgotten, especially by me. I did rate Dean Henderson at one point. When I watched that loan spell that he had at Nottingham Forest, at Sheffield United, I was like, he's better than De Gea, because De Gea had a poor few seasons. De Gea had a poor season before the Dean Henderson went on loan to Sheffield United, and then Dean Henderson had a better season at Sheffield United when De Gea was at Manchester United. And for me, that's where the whole always our future, Dean Henderson's great, this and this. But I feel like that Dean Henderson has a massive ego, and I feel like that he thinks he's better than what he actually is, and he needs to be humbled in my eyes. And I personally think that Dean Henderson's going to be one of them players who will be at a mid-table club his entire career. I think he's better than Nottingham Forest, but I personally think he belongs at an Aston Villa, an Everton, somewhere where there's established mid-table. And it was obviously what screams to me is that in the summer, Newcastle, before they bought Nick Pope, was linked to Dean Henderson, and they were supposed to be offering, I think it was 25 to 30 million, but United wanted 40 to 50. Then obviously Newcastle pulled out the deal and went and bought Nick Pope from Burnley, which was probably the right decision to do in the first place, because Newcastle are a team that are going to be successful. I mean, maybe they might not be, but they're established top four in my eyes. They might not win the Premier League every season, but I feel like that they're a team that you want to go to. They're exciting. They'll give you a chance. And they're during a rebuild. A club build. The entire club is being rebuilt, from the players to the infrastructure. And Dean Henderson should have gone into United and said, I don't care what they're offering me. If I'm not part of your plans, sell me. And instead, he's now at Nottingham Forest. He's doing okay at Nottingham Forest, but he's still conceding a lot of goals. And you can say that that's down to the actual team of Nottingham Forest for not being good enough. That's not Dean Henderson's fault. But the penalty situations that he's had, I believe the one where it was Nottingham Forest against Spurs, and that penalty that he had against Harry Kane was just terrible. And some things some of the goals he's conceded at Nottingham Forest have been his fault, where he's thrown the ball to an opposition player and then they've scored from it, or he's tried committing for a ball and then lost the ball and it's gone in the back of the net. And this is what I'm talking about. He's trying to be like Manuel Neuer. Like, you see the clips on YouTube of Manuel Neuer where he's rushing out of his box and then just like volleying a ball away, or Neuer just running out of the box and then heading it away. You've seen Dean Henderson try to do that. And yes, we know that Erik ten Hag wants a sweeper keeper, but I don't think Dean Henderson's good enough for Manchester United. If it comes to Erik ten Hag wants to keep Dean Henderson, I will back it because I back Erik ten Hag. But do I think it's the right decision? No, that's just my opinion. But what I think is best for Dean Henderson and Manchester United is like what I thought with the Ronaldo situation. It's best for all parties to cut ties. And I feel like that when this loan spell at Nottingham Forest is over, hopefully his transfer value has increased a little bit, and then United should cash out there and then. Because if we're not giving De Gea this new contract, we need to cash out on Dean Henderson, because I personally think if you give David De Gea a 2-year extension on a contract or a 3-year... David De Gea for me right now is worth about 30 to 40 million. And if he was about 25, 26, he'd be worth about 60 to 70 million pounds for a goalkeeper. But because he's 32, he's getting to that age now, and obviously he's got such a short contract, I would not be surprised if someone tries to snipe David De Gea in January for about 5 to 10 million. But I feel like that won't happen because United are obviously in a really rough situation where we don't know if we're going to be signing anyone in January, so no doubt we won't be letting anyone go. There's talks about Wan-Bissaka leaving, but why do I think that it's going to be a loan deal? I just have this horrible feeling that United are not going to cash out. We're going to try and send him out on loan to increase his value, then sell him in the summer. Just sell him now and get new players for January. That's my argument with Manchester United. But anyway, this is about Dean Henderson, not Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But for me, I just think that as a whole situation, Dean Henderson isn't going to be Manchester United's main number one, maybe number two. But if he wants to be Manchester United's number two, he has to realise that he only plays a handful of games each season. And if he's happy with that, being at the club that he loves, then fair enough, fair on you. But with the ego you have and the trouble you've caused in recent times, I don't want a player like you at Manchester United. I think you're toxic. I feel like that you're not good enough, and I feel like that. I just feel like that. Dean Henderson is, like I said, I've already said it, but I'm just going to say it again. That I feel like that he thinks he's better than what he actually is, and that's good in having confidence in yourself. But when you just got a massive ego and you refuse to improve, that's when the issue starts. But for me, what is next for Dean Henderson, only time will tell. I just think that he'll get sold. I feel like that. I mean, Erik ten Hag hasn't mentioned that Dean Henderson... I mean, I believe it was Erik ten Hag who actually did send him out on loan, wasn't it? It wasn't Ralf Rangnick who organised it before the end of the season. I'm pretty sure that Erik ten Hag allowed it, so obviously he's not in his plans. So there you go. Everything's out there. We all know the current situation, but that's just my opinion. But anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. Comment your thoughts on Dean Henderson and let me know what you think of him down in the comments below. Thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.